I kid you not, I have never received so many emails about a TV or a TV review before than this TV. This is the TCL 6 series, and I suppose I shouldn't be surprised. I mean, it promises a lot of really great picture quality for not a lot of money, but there's some other stuff going on here too. Normally, we review a TV before most of you guys can buy it. In this case, many of you have already purchased this TV, gotten it home, and started posting your own impressions online. And it seems that there's a bit of inconsistency there. So I know there's a lot of worry about things like banding and dirty screen effect and vignetting. So let's dig into all of that. But I will tell you before we get going, I love this TV. I think it's pretty stinking fantastic. Let me show you why. Let's start with the aesthetics of the television, which are improved over last year's P series. Most notably, we've got a metal instead of plastic frame, and that means that the bezel here, nice and trim, is a nice brushed metal. Trim on the sides, trim on the top. When you get down below, it's a little bit thicker, but not significantly so. And then we've got a Roku TV badge over here, which is pretty low profile. This TCL logo, though, not so low profile when you turn on the TV. It illuminates and you can't turn that off. And then on the far side, we have a power control button. It's a little funky to use. You can just press it to bring up a menu, and that'll allow you to switch inputs or turn the TV off, but keep the remote handy. It's not that convenient. And then finally, these feet. You know, I'm really conflicted here because when you have a wide set of stand legs like this, it requires that you have a big entertainment stand, and these actually go past the edge of the television. So if you get the 65, that is a huge footprint. You can invert them if you want to, but I think that looks silly, and honestly, it doesn't save you that much space. From the side, you can tell the TV is a little on the thick side, especially with the bump out here, but that's necessary because of the full array local dimming backlight, so we'll take it. I do like that all of the inputs are on a recessed bay on the side here, so that means that if you wall mount the TV, it'll be easy to access those. Here's the Roku remote that comes with the TV, and if you look closely, you'll notice something's missing. No headphone jack, and I know a lot of you guys are disappointed about that. Roku stripped it out of the remote, but they say, of course, you can listen with headphones if you just boot up the Roku app on your phone or tablet. Oh, hey, another thing I want to mention, if you buy the version that Best Buy carries of this TV, that's the R615 as opposed to the R617 that we have here, it is not a Wi-Fi remote. It's actually an infrared remote that requires line of sight. So keep that in mind as well. Slightly different remote if you get it from Best Buy. Here's the Roku TV interface. If you're not already familiar, I'm a huge fan of this. Part of the reason is that it puts all of your inputs right next to your apps. Everything's all in one place. You can also customize the name of the input so that you're not hunting for which input has your Blu-ray player or Xbox, for instance. Very easy to set those up. I'm also a big fan of how it handles live over-the-air TV. So if we click Antenna TV, that tunes into our antenna and we're watching live television. It also has a really great interface here for looking up what shows are available. And a recent addition to Roku TV is the ability to pause live television. To set that up, you've got to use a USB stick or USB thumb drive of some sort, and it's a little limited. It only works up to about 90 minutes, but it does let you pause live TV so you can come back to it later and make short recordings. And while we're here, I want to go ahead and point out that there's a couple of cool channels you should check out. One of them is the Dolby channel, and the reason I think that's slick is because it's got a whole bunch of Dolby Vision and Dolby Atmos content that you can quickly access in case you just want to show off your TV to your friends, and why wouldn't you want to do that? The other great thing about Roku TV is the availability of the 4K Spotlight channel, which gives you a whole bunch of great 4K content to watch right out of the box so you don't have to hunt for it. Although I will say that if we do a voice search, show me 4K Netflix movies, it'll go ahead and pop up a nice list of 4K movies that are available in Netflix. Now, the voice search isn't perfect. If I said, show me Netflix movies in 4K, it wouldn't respond correctly to my request. Also, there's a lot more 4K Netflix movies than this, so I recommend just going to Netflix and searching 4K. It's a little bit easier. Not everything is unicorns and rainbows, though. Take a look at this test pattern. What do you see? Do you see anything funky? It might be a little bit difficult to see it on your computer or TV if you're watching this through your television, but I'm going to go ahead and ruin you for good now and point out the fact that there are some vertical bands happening here. It's very obvious in certain colors, and certain brightnesses of those colors, but there are vertical bands that run up and down the screen. Now, this is not totally abnormal. This is an LCD television, and LCD televisions come with a few issues, and sometimes this vertical banding is one of them. The severity of the banding, though, does tend to vary from TV to TV, and that's part of the inconsistency of LCD panels. So it's not entirely implausible that you could get a TV that looks this way. What's odd, though, is that it seems like there's a really wide variance from customer to customer in terms of how much of this they actually see. I also want to point out that there's a little bit of vignetting going on here. You'll notice that the corners of the TV are slightly darker than the rest of the image. Also, if you watch a lot of sports, golf fairways, football fields, or ice hockey even, where there's a lot of uniform color on the screen at once, it could show itself a little bit more apparently. Honestly, I don't think for the lion's share of viewers that this is going to be a problem. In fact, there are some people here at Digital Trends office that didn't notice it at all until I pointed it out to them. But at that point, it's one of those things that once you see it, you can't really unsee it. For a slim subset of folks, video enthusiasts, videophiles, I think, yeah, it could be something that bothers you. If it sounds like something that's going to bother you, I think that you gotta go ahead and pony up for a slightly better television. The bottom line, though, is that there is nothing like this in this price class. This is an absolutely astounding TV for the price. So if you've been eyeballing OLED, but you just can't afford it, and you're gonna have to go with an LED LCD television, this is an excellent choice. Why? The HDR is really impressive. The color out of the box is great. I love the deep blacks that we get with this without a whole lot of blooming. I mean, it's exhibiting traits of TVs that cost twice as much. So the value proposition is definitely there. Just be aware that with LCD televisions, there's some inconsistency in the production line. And so you might get a TV that has heavy vignetting in the corners, and you might get one that has none. Be willing to go ahead and go through an exchange process if that happens to you. Otherwise, I fully recommend the TCL 6 series. I think it is a groundbreaking television for how much picture quality you get, period. And then the low price, well, that's just a big bonus. You guys, thanks so much for watching this video. We really appreciate it. Do me a favor, if you haven't already, click the like and subscribe button down below. And always visit digitaltrends.com for your tech news and reviews needs. And hey, while you're here, check out one of these two videos that we picked just for you.